all had to grow up. It's crazy cause I was a grown up. Man, I thought I had it sewn up. But that love should've hold front. And your man be a whole duck. And your wife be a whole slut. And that'll make a nigga go nuts. But you know what? I fall back and I roll up. Try not to black, just no more blood. Cause like a flag, I'll be pulled up. And my mind is still accepted. I'm not denying the pain. I had to bring my third eye in the game. I see different, not buying the same 3.5. Now it's time for a change.
Facebook Live World, welcome back. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. For those that weren't with us earlier, welcome to CHIQUE Talks. I am your host, CHIQUE Freckles, and this is my guest host tonight, Mrs. Lisa Johnson. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Lisa?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa Johnson. I am a certified health and wellness and well-being and positive psychology coach. So I look forward to talking about that a little bit later. But for now, I know we have two special guests who are going to share their musical talents with us. So I'm looking forward to talking with them about their gifts and learning more about them.
Yeah, today we'll be digging deep into the underground of music. We are talking to special guests today are an R&B star as well as a rap artist. Our rap artist is Streets out of Burlington County, and our R&B artist is Amir Banks out of the city of Camden, New Jersey. They have two different unique experiences, two different unique views on the music world. We want to know, just how they feel as far as coming from an underground aspect of it. And we look forward to getting their input and their take on how things is evolving for them. You want to start with our first guest? It would be Mr. Streets. It's 4:20.
Hey.
I'm gonna let you move this.
This is my first time.
It's your first time on the mic. All right. This one's
Oh, thank you.
So Streets, I've had the pleasure of actually watching you perform once. It was a rap battle. I thought it went very well. I was very, very impressed. Being that I am not even a lover of rap music, I was very impressed, and I think you had something to say. I think that a lot of the rap music today kind of lost that the heart that my era had, and I like the fact that you had a story behind it. You had things to say. It wasn't just saying anything. You actually related to different things, and you brought forth, you made me excited about actually watching it. So I applaud you.
I appreciate it.
Because I'm a hard critic. I'm a very hard critic.
I believe that truly.
So I want to know, from an artist standpoint, someone that is not main label, not signed to any big record label industry, what's the difference with you making it on your own, keeping, your own, keeping the rights to your own music and your rap, making it pure, making it the way you want it to be, and not having to go off of someone else's vision for you? How does that, how do you feel about that? How does that affect you? And what do you feel as though the difference between if you had to go the other route, it would end up being?
The music game now is very different than what it used to be, as far as having like YouTube and the internet and everything. So you might not need a label to get yourself known or heard in different places as much as you would have back in the day. So a lot of artists are fortunate to build buzzes through the internet and then be able to capitalize off of it. But some people don't, like the plus to a label is the distribution, getting your music in places that you regularly wouldn't be able to. But I have my own label now. Started that recently.
Okay, what's the name? Talk to
Free
us.
Society.
All
Free
right.
Society.
Put yourself out there. Put
Yeah,
yourself,
Free
promote.
Society. You can look us up. We also partner with Unrelatable Music. You know, we do everything from the ground up. Just support each other.
I mean, that's very important. I think the support of, other musicians and other people in your genre, and even outside of your own genre, is very, very important right now. If we don't support each other, then we kind of moving stagnant, and that's just my beliefs. So, what moves are you making as far as?
Well, I got a lot going on. I got a scooter rental company with my brother Abdul Muhammad in Brownsville City. We also expanded this summer to Wildwood and AC. Music tip, I got about another 4 albums that's done that I'm gonna release throughout the year. I just released one, all major platforms, Truly Yours.
Okay.
Street
We
Running,
doing
Truly
big
Yours.
things.
Trying to get my name out there.
I ain't mad at you. Keep your hand in as many pockets and tables as possible. As long as you got something going on, you always gonna have something moving.
Oh, that's right.
So, Ms. Lisa, you got any questions?
Yes, so tell me about, I am not very familiar with your music, and I'm sorry, but I would love to know what your music is about. What's your inspiration? What's your message?
Well, I've been doing music all my life. I always just spoke from my heart. I never really was trying to be flashy or talk about things that I didn't have. This album that I just dropped, Truly Yours, I just recently came home from prison for the first time. I did a 5-year bid. So this album that I just released was talking about the readjustment to society, the things that I lost during my bid. The change, the things that I thought was solid that ended up not being solid, the friends that fell off. So this album was personal. So it's been doing well. It's free. You can go download it.
Go ahead. Where can they go download it at?
All major platforms, anywhere.
What's the name of it?
Truly Yours, TRULY, YOURS, Truly Yours, Street Money. Had a little basketball summer league thing. I coach football. I try to stay active in the community. That changed the perception of how people looked at me. So I'm doing a lot, staying busy, stay out of trouble.
So outside of the music industry, you're not just trying to give back to other musicians, but you're also trying to give back to the community. You're trying to be a
Absolutely.
stand-up part of, so you can show that the mistakes you may have made in your past, that someone else doesn't have to repeat them.
Absolutely. I got a gang prevention program. Me and my brother Abdul Muhammad got a community center coming to Brownsville City in less than 90 days. The building getting renovated.
Amazing.
I do a lot. I did a lot of messing things up when I was young. So I just be trying to fix things now. So
I love what you said about speaking from your heart. And most music that's popular, that's influential, that we love, is just people speaking from their heart and being truthful about their experiences. And from you being able to speak about your experience in prison, you'll be able to not only spread your message, but also help other people as well.
yeah, absolutely. Because I went to prison as an adult. I was 28, so it was different. It was different. I was locked up with a lot of kids. It was like I was worried about. I lost my house. My mom died as soon as I came home. My brother died. It was like a lot. So it was like I had to adjust and get my head right. And then when you get home, it's like the odds is against you. You know what I'm saying? And people are expecting you to fail. And you gotta figure out something that you like to do, and you just gotta get it done. Just day by day. I just have to be fortunate, like very blessed. I'm very, very blessed. So I'm trying to give my blessings to others.
So who was all your support system? Special lady, family members,
When I was down,
from when you were down, who is your support? Like, everybody has a support system when you're making it. A lot of people are grinding and, or, you know, some people feel like their back is against the wall, so they fight the whole world by themselves. Are you in that type of era, or do you actually have someone that's helping hold you down as far as, even if it's keeping finances on track, keeping scheduling on track, somebody that's actually in your corner, in your pocket,
Now,
keeping you stable?
as of right now,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a special lady that's helping me with a lot. She's been there for me ever since my mother died. So, I mean, the friendship is real, turned into a relationship. So, we've been rocking hard for like 8 months now.
Okay. You know, because I was hearing you give males shout outs. I just want, you know, I'm Team V. I like to, you know, hear that, you know, when you go through something and you got certain people riding for you, they all need those acclimates. So, you know, men think like you should know, but no, we need to hear it as women.
But you know what be crazy? Like one thing that was like my biggest lesson that I learned from prison that I try to tell people is don't try to make people be what you believe they can be or what you believe they have in them. You gotta realize who they are, and then you have to accept that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then you have to make the decision if you want to deal with them or not. But you have people going to show you every day who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Completely agree.
And you gotta accept people for who they are. So we lie to ourselves, and then we put ourselves in a situation like, damn. You know what I mean? A lot of people that I felt should have been there for me wasn't, and then it was people that didn't have no obligations to me that held me down 100. So that messed my head up. You know what I'm saying? I made it through. It made me strong.
I was just having a conversation with someone today and saying the exact same thing that you just said. We have to realize that people are showing you who they are, and you have to accept it. Either you can deal with that person being in your life, being who they are, and not think that you can change people.
Well, you know, as humans, we see red flags in people all the time, and because we want that person, we think they're cute, you know, and we go for it because we see the potential that they may have, or, you know, we as women, and I'm sure men could be the same way, but I can only speak for women. We see people and we go, I see the purpose and I see the potential that person has, so I'm going to stick through it and grind with that person to help push them to that greater purpose, because maybe they don't see it for themselves. But at the end, you can only be with somebody and see somebody, take them as at their worst person, at their worst, and say, okay, if at this person's worst, like it or love it or hate it, can I still see myself with this person? You know, what is this person, does the good in this person outweigh the bad in this person? Because nothing's perfect. So we have to make decisions as adults on that, and a lot of us still live out those fairy tale type relationships. A lot of daughters is still on our what is it, the Cinderella, happily ever after, and we all expecting Prince Charming to come sweep us off our feet, or we can turn him into Prince Charming, but sometimes he's just who he is.
I recently, when I say recent, I mean like the last year, understood that you know, you try to look for a perfect person, like no flaws. You're never gonna find that. So reality is you're gonna find flaws in whoever you deal with. You just got to find who can you deal with, what can you tolerate, who can you teach, who can listen to. So I mean, my situation right now, I love my baby, even though she Aggie. You know what I mean? But you know.
Ain't that a song? I love my baby. She bring me joy.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something like that.
Aggie a song too. I made a song for my album called Aggie. Angelina Jolie.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, if everything goes how it's supposed to be, I don't know, I'm thinking somewhere like, maybe like LA. Like living in LA somewhere, or maybe Atlanta.
Career-wise, doing what? Family-wise, doing what? Elaborate with me.
Career-wise, like I said, I've been very blessed. In the 16 months that I've been home, things have been happening very fast for me. As far as the scooters, getting permits in other towns, meetings with mayors, just a whole different tax bracket. So in 5 years, I see myself in a position to help thousands of people.
So you mentioned, so you experienced a lot of loss, and now,
Absolutely.
yes, and you're going through it. And what was your inspiration when you left prison, or even while you were in prison, to keep you moving forward, to keep you not dwelling on the losses? Or how do you move forward? Do you use your music?
You wanna know what's crazy? What kept me moving forward and focus, the main thing was my kids. But even besides that, the fact that I know people were happy that I was there, and people expected me to be there, that aggravated my life every day. You feel what I'm saying? That I was giving people something to talk about, make them feel like they were right about me. So I taught myself certain things in there, and now the same people, they smile at me like they happy for me, but they hate it. They expect me to be selling drugs or doing negative to get money, and then I come home and I start several businesses, and the community supports me. Like, it's beautiful. So it's like, that motivates me to do better. That's my inspiration.
So let me ask you, as far as the music industry, who is it that you look up to? Who is it that you follow? What type of music moves your soul and gets you going?
Jadakiss, it's a guy that I follow. I had the pleasure to meet a few times. Similar circles. Seen him grow over the years and maintain the industry over 20 years. So that's like my number one, him and Jay-Z. What was the rest of the question? You know, it's 420, I was smoking though.
And I was gonna say, okay, everybody, 420, we see it. So, I mean, when you're getting yourself moving up and going, like when you start your day even, what do you turn on to get you motivated?
It's crazy.
Or do you listen to yourself?
Nah, it's crazy because lately I've been listening to the baby. The baby be getting me motivated. He turned up for some reason. I never would have expected that, but that's lately what I've been listening to. Like in the morning to get me, you know what I mean, amped up.
I did see Jadakiss on Versus. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that brought him back. That brought him back mainstream.
Yeah.
His bank account rose heavily after that.
Okay.
Heavily.
Yes. So.
Okay, so have you been in touch with anybody in the business who is already established? I know you said you got to meet Jadakiss before, but anybody other than Jadakiss that's in the industry?
Like I said, I've been blessed. So recently, I want to say like 3 months ago, I was in New York with my uncle Big U. He's known around the world heavily, so we got to be with Mano, was running around Brooklyn with Riley the Rebel, was running around Harlem with Jimmy, Shooter 9-3. When I'm out west, you know what I mean, might be in the midst of like Mozzie or Wiz. I'm just fortunate to be around a lot of people just from who I chill with. They ain't got nothing to do with music.
Hey.
So what's your favorite song of your songs?
Right now would be Soul Cry. That was a song tributed to my mother and a lot of friends that I lost over the past year or so.
So in our intro, that was your song we was playing. That was you in our intro. Did you hear it?
Nah,
Or you weren't paying attention? It was 420 in it, right? Okay. Well, in our intro, we played you.
I appreciate
We
that.
usually play a song in the intro that reflects what we're about to talk about, what our subject is, and we, chose your clip to start us off. What made you choose that clip when I asked you for a clip?
That song, Time for a Change, that's the intro to my album, and I mean, it's a nice vibe. It's a nice vibe. It's honest.
It was very good. I very much enjoyed it. I believe Lisa enjoyed it as well. Like I said, I'm not a big rap fan. I'm more old school, but I actually absolutely enjoyed it, and we
Appreciate
enjoy having you up here. We hope to see more of you and more of what you're doing. Do you have any tags or anything you want to put out there for people to follow you?
At 60th Street, man. Free Society. I'm related to music. That's all.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it? That's all?
That's all.
Well, we appreciate
Well,
you
thank you
coming.
for sharing, and I did enjoy your intro because many people can relate to having to change and having to be in a time of change. So thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
And your man be a whole duck, and your wife be a whole slut, and that'll make a nigga go nuts. But you know what? I'm falling back and I roll. I try not to be like just no
I had it. Correspondence. Thank you. I appreciate
We
y'all.
appreciate you as well.
Good luck in your career.
The yours too.
Thank you.
So our next guest up today is Amir Banks. He is an up-and-coming R&B singer out of Camden, New Jersey. Amir?
Hello.
How y'all doing?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So Amir, I know you sing R&B. I've seen. I went low. I went off, tight low. I know you sing R&B. I've had the pleasure and honor of seeing a few of your videos. My son has actually been in one of your videos. So tell me what inspired you to actually get into the music industry and start singing R&B. Kind of thought it came out of nowhere all of a sudden. You was just throwing music out. You was just all over the place.
Honestly, music been around my whole life since like 6th grade. Started with drumming. After drumming, I did silver tones, which is like an advanced chorus type thing. We sung and danced. Then from there, it just went from playing on my mom's computer. I dropped stuff in high school, but I took it down. Then when I got back from college, I kept doing it. Growing up, singing. My uncles do music. It just was a lot of influences.
Yeah, all your uncles do music.
Yeah,
And you come from a little musical family there.
yeah.
Your mom tried to sing, you know, she be doing her little thing. Your aunts, everybody got a little. Your grandfather sings. He's in a group.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you got a whole musical little industry behind you. What's your inspiration though? What inspired you to, other than just fiddle following and coming up and just being interested, seeing this music, and it was what drew you to it? What made you say this? That's my calling. That's right there what I want to do, because you went to school on a scholarship for
Yeah, sports.
for sports.
Track, yeah.
Track, high jump. You was
Yeah, did the calf line.
You was high school all around football star. Yeah, following you. So, what made you say this right here is it for me?
I mean, I always wanted to do music. Even when I went to school, I wanted to major in music. I guess when I came back, I was going through a little bit of a tough time. Feel me? Music just was my way out.
Multi-talented.
A little bit.
Okay, so R&B. I love some good R&B, and I must say, most of the R&B that I listen to is the old school R&B. But your R&B is new R&B, right? So, is there anything different between yours and old school R&B?
I got old school heart, so I say it's like an updated old school
Ooh, okay.
R&B.
So I wanted to show a clip of, take a pause for a minute and actually show some of your video, if you don't mind, one of your videos.
Okay.
just can't let it go. I need you by my side. So godless and abundant. Baby, would you take me if you be mine? You're the safe man. Promise I will never let you down. You ever crown my queen is heaven now. Be my queen, be my queen, yeah. Always a throne in my home, I get the world. Baby, 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 please say I do. I see an angel when I look at you. So perfect, and you think I deserve this. 22 years, here we are, happily gathered. You mean so much to me. A lot of love, lot of cherish, lot of treat you right till like Paris. It was scary, who would me? My eyes closed, will we be? Your decision, I was waiting, sweat running down, heart racing, power leaving. You said yes, joyful tears and lost stress. I see an angel when I look at you, so perfect. Think I deserve this. 'Cause I see an angel when I look at you. You're regardless. Baby, 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 roses are red, violets are blue. I don't know what life is if I wasn't with you.
Wow. I'm there, dang. That was beautiful. Who was that beautiful woman in that video?
Oh, that's my mama.
That's your
Appreciate
mom?
that.
Yeah. Okay. So you actually made the video of your mom's wedding?
Yeah, it was actually at the wedding. The shots where I was walking her down, it was actually live. That wasn't practice.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. That's so sweet.
So you got a cameo ready.
And that song was written, you wrote that song?
Yeah, I actually wrote that for her.
For your mom's wedding.
Yeah, when they got married, it was actually 23 years. It was originally supposed to be a year earlier, so I say 22 years. In the second verse, I was actually speaking like as if I was my dad. So.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're very talented.
I want to cry. I want to cry.
It's very
I was over there
talented.
singing. I was on the side. I was on the sideline. That was beautiful. So you are actually very talented. You know, we have people that want to be up and coming artists, and you actually have talent. And the video was done very perfectly. So did any of your family members do the video, or did you have outside people? You have a set group that you already do your videos and your productions and stuff with? Because I know you said your family does stuff like that also.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a team, we got a strong team. It's a bunch of clicks that all coming together. I got my own LLC, New Breed Entertainment. That's NBA. Pops up on every video. But we also got Flash Gang. That's another organization that we started up. And then also my uncle's got High Strong Entertainment, Iron Family. So everything usually just comes in a circle.
Wonderful.
And I
Family
know that
business
you're
is good business.
Camden, so do you get a chance to perform around Camden?
Yeah, I had a couple performances in Camden. Most of my performances though have been in Philly. Believe it or not, I had a couple in New York. I had one in Georgia. Baltimore. That's been about it though. Yeah.
That song was so nice. Like, we need more songs like that. We do.
Appreciate it.
And it kind of vibe like it's told a story. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm old school with mine, so it told a story. It had history to it. And you said they were together 23 years. So who is your inspiration as far as musically? I know that song you wrote for your mom, but music-wise, who do you listen to? Who do you vibe with when you up and you moving around?
Okay.
Things before.
I listen to a lot of friends and upcoming artists more than actual industry. The only time I actually listen to the stuff that's on the radio is if somebody else like plays it for me, because I don't listen to the radio that much. So I mean, if somebody puts me onto a song, I like it, I add it to my playlist. But other than that, it's whatever my people around me send me. I play that, put that in rotation along with my stuff, because you got to promote yourself as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you each one teach one too. So you basically trying to give and give back. Try to keep it the perpetual motion of supporting people and being supported in return. Is it just Camden that you do that with, or are you doing it with? Because you said you go with other places. So
yeah, I do it with everybody, anybody I meet. But I moved around a lot. So like I didn't graduate from Camden. I graduated from Dulce Regional. So like I got a lot of friends from everywhere throughout New Jersey. So it's just a lot of people do music nowadays. It's a wave. So it's a lot of music to listen to.
So I know you have your own studio. Where's your studio located?
I actually have a studio at my house. I charge $35 an hour, but I also rent out a building in Philly, and I charge $65 an hour there.
Wow. So you want to throw out your tags anywhere? How can we follow you? How can we, if we want to listen to more Amir Banks?
Absolutely. You want to listen to more of me? Search Amir Banks on anything. I'm everywhere. AMEER Banks, BANKS. As far as IG, it's Amir Banks of 856. Anywhere else, just Amir Banks.
I like it. I'm going. What's that? Subscribe, link and subscribe.
Oh yeah, link and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Y'all see I'm old, right? I'm gonna be liking and subscribing. But so do you have any kids? What are you doing with yourself? Career-wise, what do you see yourself? And let's say the 5-year spectrum of things.
I don't know where I see myself. I'm taking it one step at a time. I like to crawl before I walk as far as what I'm doing. I've been working on my marketing. I got played on the radio not too long ago. It was my first time. Big steps. Appreciate it. They played me on 102.1. They played Bank Shuffle. That's a reggae song I got.
So you sing more than just R&B?
Yeah, I do everything. I got rap, hip hop, blues, country, reggae, literally everything. I got soft rock song I just did. That thing pretty neat. I played if I can connect to the aux. That joint neat.
That's great.
So what about other artists? You have songs that have other artists in it, or
Absolutely.
collabo with people?
Yeah, absolutely. Believe it or not, I only got like 2 features that's not friends. Everybody else is either family or friends. I got songs with my uncle. Once again, my uncle does music. Songs with my cousins.
Those are names. You got with your uncles?
Don Diva, got a song with him. Shout him out. Henny Jones Active, got a song with him. That's my cousin, another great artist. Who else? Q, Zay, Vibe. I'm throwing out a lot of names. I don't actually know their act names. I will try to shout them out. But that's their rap names. Trying to keep going.
Did you sing when you were younger, or I know you said you played instrument, but did you sing too?
Yeah, once I got to like freshman year, I started singing. I was singing in advanced chorus. He's actually on the TV, local TV things. We did like a lot of 70s and 80s music. Did the stunts, we throw them up in the air and all that. But I didn't actually start singing till about like junior year, high school. But I cut that off because I got serious about sports. So I had to focus on the scholarship, did that. And then in school, I started working with music again and brought it back home with me.
Oh, okay, that's great.
So what college did you go to? What was the name of your college?
Iowa Western.
What?
Iowa Western is in Council Bluffs, Iowa.
That's far.
Yeah.
So you wanted to get the experience of away from home or experience new people?
I mean, every athlete Dream is to get sent away for college. I mean, yeah, you don't want to stay local. Nah, it's not that. It's just to go away. Like, that's the dream. Every athlete want to say, all right, I'm getting a full ride. And then after that, it's the next step. Like, that's the dream.
So basically experiencing things,
Yeah.
get something, touch soil somewhere else.
Yeah.
I can dig that. I can definitely dig that.
That's awesome. So sports was sort of maybe a springboard for you. You know, it helped you to get to college, helped you get college education,
Mm-hmm.
but then you also had other talents that you were able to cultivate as well,
Mhm.
musical talents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any more music coming out right now?
Oh, absolutely. I'm working on 2 albums right now, and then I'm working on 2 other collab albums. Ent.THE, that's another one I just mentioned. Me and him was working on something. It's an R&B track. We're going to try to name every song like from 12 o'clock to 5 a.m. So 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
I like
R&B
that.
vibe thing.
I like
I got another collab artist with Henny Jones Active. It's going to be called Love Songs at Hennessy. I'll make love songs. That's Henny Jones Active. So it's going to be a nice little collab album. And then I have a rap album that I'm working on and an R&B album that I'm working on. The R&B album is basically finished. I'm just getting that mastered, all tightened up and everything. The rap album I'm actually working on now. I'm like halfway done.
Mhm. And how do you get your material? Is it from your life experiences, from other people's experiences?
Majority is either life experiences or somebody close to me that I've seen. I'll say about 20% is literally just music. Within the past 2 years, I've been doing a lot of submissions for movies. So when they do movies like the country song, that's how I did the country song, the blues song. They have a submission. This is what we're going for. We need this to be talked about. And they give you the style of music, and you're able to make the submission. You make the submission. Sometimes they use 30 seconds of it, and they'll give you about $5,000.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's neat.
Oh, that's awesome. I need to start making music. So you have, you said your uncle does music. He's an artist that you collab with, and your other uncle, he does promotion behind the camera or something.
Yeah. Uncle Hubert, he does everything. He does video. He does photos. He does a lot of directing. He's a mean director. Directed a lot of my videos. 4 a.m. That's the biggest one. That's the first one me and him actually locked in and did. That thing did very well. Also, go ahead. I feel like I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can say what I can say after you. Go.
But that's a strong team right there. I go to him for basically all my videos before we even go to the videographer if he doesn't shoot it.
So how do you feel about, because you said you collab, so how do you feel about the talent in New Jersey, in Camden, in New Jersey, around the surrounding areas? What vibes are you getting off of that? Some of it you agreeing with? How are you feeling about it?
I mean, majority I like. Right now, what's trending is the what is it called? The Jersey Club drill. So they like got Jersey Club music, but they made it like a trap drill. So I kind of like that wave. I feel like that right there is setting the tone because New Jersey, us as artists, we don't get looked at that much in Jersey. They always go to Atlanta, New York, or Cali. They don't really pay attention to Jersey. So I feel like us doing that, we start to actually make a name on the map.
Right. That's not bad. So when you, as far as you said you have collabos coming up now,
Yeah.
and any particular song you feeling more than the others? Like I listened to you, I had a chance to listen to your slide song. What was it? Shuffle.
Oh yeah, Bank Shuffle.
Bank Shuffle.
Yeah.
I liked that. I wish I had that because I really liked that one. But so how do you have a favorites? Everybody got favorites. What's your favorite right now? Is it something you're working on, or is it something that you've already done?
My favorite. That's hard. My favorite isn't released yet, but if I went by the stuff that was released, I'd say my favorite is Antibiotic.
Say it one more time.
Antibiotic.
Anybody?
Yeah, Antibiotic. It's an R&B track. Love that track.
Oh, like antibiotic. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was a female name at first, and then I realized it was medicine.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Just check. For people that are a little word dumb like me, antibiotic.
So So how do you promote yourself through social media? Because I know that that's the big way of promotion nowadays.
That is actually my weakest standpoint.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I'm actually trying to work on that. I'm getting a couple people to promote for me. I market mostly on Google ads and YouTube ads. So like when you go to Google, so you type in Google, you know the search ad comes, my video will pop up on top of that search ad. And then when you go to actual different videos, you're just on YouTube, you know the ads that pop up that you can't skip, I'm them.
So your video that we had the pleasure of just being able to watch, who actually were the people in the video and where exactly was it at?
That was all family and friends. That was a real wedding. None of that was fake. The only person there that wasn't a friend or family was the videographer. It was literally a nice spot. We shot at Begalia's in Sicklerville. The wedding was amazing. Shot it out. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, see, your ad is one I wouldn't mind skipping. Like, I would want to listen to your song.
Appreciate it.
So up and coming, as far as so you got a lot of videos, you got videos and stuff in store coming out, you got fresh music get ready to come out.
Yeah, got a couple videos ready to drop, so
Yes.
keep going on YouTube.
Yes, that's what I'm ready to say. Throw them names out there again. Make sure everybody gets to hear where our Mayor Banks can be heard and seen that. We trying to push the forward momentum of support for a New Jersey up and coming artist.
And that video was just breathtaking. It was so beautiful. And you could tell it was like a family friend. You could tell that you all were close. You could tell that in
You
the
would have thought it
video.
was something that with millions and millions of dollars was spent on. Like it looked high quality. Like I've seen videos that weren't even that good from big name artists. So I'm taken back.
I love that video.
What would you tell a young person up and coming like yourself, you know, that want to get into the industry, that want to try and get the forward momentum going to be where you've put yourself at right now and aspire to be further?
You're saying as in they're just starting or they've already been doing it?
No, they're just starting out.
They're just starting?
Aspiring to be an artist and get started on their own. They want to go the underground route instead of trying to be, you know, mainstream. They want to keep their own music, their own copyrights and stuff like that.
Okay.
What would your advice to that person be? What way should that person go about it safely?
As far as your sound, keep your sound. A lot of people want to try to tell you you're not going to go nowhere if you're not sounding a certain way, but that's because they want you to sound like somebody else. But as far as starting it and owning your own music, go about it the right way. A lot of us get excited. We see the beat on YouTube, and me, myself, I did that. I just actually started recently once stuff started bubbling a little bit, started actually going about it the right way, but a lot of people just go on YouTube, download the beat, or even if we see free in front of it, you download the beat. It's not really free, you still got a lease. It's free if you don't sell it. But once you put it in the store, now you're making money off of it. So now it's no longer free. So it's just, you gotta go about it the right way. If you don't own your beats, they can come back and sue you. So it starts with the beat. Once you do that, you go to the studio time, you record your session. After you get your session, you should have a hard drive, 1 terabyte at least, and put your whole session there. And I'm not talking about the song, I'm talking about the actual session on that track. It's just, you feel me, it's footwork. Somebody ever try to lay down a contract to you, because you can still be independent underground and not signed to somebody. You feel me, have a PD deal, publishing and distribution. You know what I'm saying? So deals like that, you'll still be able to own your music. You'll still be making money off of you in a way, but it won't be as much, and you'll still have your royalties for the rest of your life once you die.
And that's very important. That's a very important tip. So everybody that's out there want to be up and coming, listen to what Mayor Banks is giving you some jewels. He giving you some knowledge that a lot of people in the industry is not going to let you know. They're not going to give you this because they want to make money off you. They're not here really to make you money. They're here to make themselves money off of you. So make sure you go about it the right way. Do your homework. Do your research. Make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's, because this industry is a beast. It's a beast from the low end to the top.
Can we hear a little verse?
What you mean? You talking about live? I've been drinking.
And it's 420. He been smoking.
Yeah.
Do we have something else on that we could probably put up?
Yeah, can I play something else for you?
Yeah. Which one?
Do you got, can I play you something, unreleased, if you got an auxiliary?
Yeah,
Do you? Auxiliary cord?
Auxiliary plug.
Can I plug in? Yeah.
Okay, we are getting a special treat here from our mayor.
Right.
Let me sit this down right here. All right, so that was amazing.
That was so amazing. I love young talent, up and coming talent, and
Very informative as well.
yes,
I like.
we're willing to share, give nuggets of advice.
I mean, I really enjoyed both artists. The pure, the pureness of the craft and the art and what they're trying to relay from him, Streets having the 5 years in prison and his whole recall of how things went and how he thought they should have been and how they actually were. Because a lot of people don't understand. They think that these guys are your friends and they are, supporting you and they gonna be doing all this and you riding for them and you being true to them. And then when you get locked up, everybody disappears. Mm-hmm. Everybody disappears. Unfortunately, he had to learn that the hard way. And coming back, he got to see, and now he is this person that's teaching people, giving fruit, and helping other people not end up where he ended up. So we're ready to play on their Banks' next song.
Do you remember, think back, we were just friends, perfectly wrapped in a curtain. I took a shot and you curved with but then can't give up, no, not that easy. On both sides the bonus is season, X and the tango and calls for the evening. That's forward again, now you've seen me. Rolling and drinking with you, playing defense. One day you'll be mine. Cuddling, this is real, yeah. Summer nights get chilly. Convo won't crazy. It's more get both higher far. You got it, baby. Go away like let it take it. You the woman who I had my baby. Yeah. Sing it again. You got it, baby. Go away like let it take it. You the woman who I had my baby. Yeah. I want more than a friend. Remember the scene of our first kiss and the day I crowned you my queen. I'm flying and damn it, it seems this world is frozen. When I'm with you, you're the only one. The way I'm falling in love. It's true. I wanna be with you.
Yeah, we want to definitely know where that came from. Where did that song come from?
I love when men sing love songs and are able to put their heart out and just put it out there. It reminds me of Smokey Robinson back in the day when he used to sing those songs and create those songs.
Yes.
It's so
You see
beautiful.
him, you see him over there cheesing. He look like he had a memory or a flashback or something. Or you just high.
I'm macking. But the song originally, it's an old school joint where I say that the story began as just a little intro. It's originally about me and my ex. I originally met my ex, I want to say freshman year. I tried to bag her, bag her. I tried to get her number, date her, do everything, you know what I mean? Back when we were in school, we was on the stage. Where I say wrapped in the curtain, I actually wrapped her in the curtain. I want to say like 2 weeks of us talking, I tried to kiss her, she dug me. Kid you not.
Hey, what
That's
stage? You said you were on the stage?
Huh? Yeah, we were on the stage, like the actual, I told you I did Silvertone, so I was singing, we was in the class practicing,
okay.
and then it's over, everybody on the stage, we macking, we playing around, and so I wrapped the curtain around her, she does me, she says no, okay, I still keep trying it. I get her eventually, obviously, but she's just playing hard to get. So in this song, I say, let the story begin. Perfectly wrapped in the curtain. I took a shot and you curved it. Then I say, wait, but then can't give up, no, not that easy. on both sides of the phone, this is cheese. And yeah, and it's just us texting everything, so on, so on. And I just started saying different things. We used to always go bowling, we'd be drinking. Obviously, wasn't supposed to be drinking, but we'd be bowling and drinking up at 30 strikes. So I threw that in there, little tents in here. That's it.
Your mama gonna get you.
Yeah, she gonna get me.
That's so cute.
That was very sweet though. I was like, okay. So I mean, I love hearing. Of course, I'm old soul, so I love romantic ballads. I love stories. I love things that have purpose and meaning or some type of history to it. It's relatable, you know. Things that I think draw people to music is if you can hear a song and you can relate to it. It's happened in your past or it's something that you would wish would happen. So you get to relate to that because deep down inside you vibing with it, you can feel it. I think that is like a talent that most people really don't have, and if you can capture that and be able to relate that into your music and people can, you know, pull that out of it, that's an amazing gift.
Yes, that's a beautiful song. I love that song.
Appreciate it.
I know, because I feel like and playing little Amira Banks song. I think I'll play some of my Amira Banks on my way home.
Please do.
I'm gonna tell. But remember, everybody, it's Amir Banks on every platform. It's Amir Banks except for Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, Amir Banks of 856.
Of
856.
856. Okay. So he keeps it pretty simple for all of us. Amir Banks on every platform except for Instagram, where it's Amir Banks of 856. Repping Camden. Repping Camden. That's the 856 right there. So do you have any other questions you would like to ask Amir before we wrap up?
Just what's next? I know you have big plans, but what's next for you? I know you like to take things one step at a time. I know you said that.
Yeah, right now, I want to finish up the albums. We're working on the marketing scheme now. I'm actually going to have some people, I got a couple friends that's into the social media marketing. They got a TikTok, I think their TikTok's at like 3 million subscribers or followers. They got a lot of big fans on IG and stuff too, so they're basically going to hold the promotion standpoint as far as that social media standpoint. So we're actually going to plan all that out. Once we get it, we're trying to shoot about 4 videos for the album before it drops, have everything there, so we're not rushing to try to get it. It's already planned for like the next 6 months. So that's just about what we're doing now. We're just trying to get it lined up and we're going to try to execute it.
Wow, that's great.
So you focus. Okay, so outside of music, I know your dad has a business. You work with your dad and stuff. You guys have family business. So you keep everything pretty much family oriented. So you kind of, the whole family business, the music industries, family entwined, everything. And I'm loving the vibe. But, so what's the next big family thing you got coming out with with your music? Are you going to do another?
Oh yeah. Oh, you lucky we out of time. I would play. I got something called the JB Shuffle. So Bank Shuffle, that's on She Like, that's a line dance. The other one is JB Shuffle, that's a line dance on skates.
I just started skating.
Yeah, I skate.
I used to be mean. I don't know what these old ladies gonna do now, but I used to be mean. Franklinville, I'm coming back.
So yeah, I'm gonna have a little family. I'm renting out Millennium. Shout out Camden. I'm gonna rent that out one day. We're all gonna just shoot the video there first. Everybody's gotta learn to dance. For the people that can't skate and do the dance, we're gonna make like a line dance sort so they can do it in the middle while the other people do it skating around them.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna try to be a little bit of a movie.
So you doing big things. I look forward. I can't wait to see what's next with you. I completely and totally support you. I'm sure all of Facebook world is out there going to be supporting Amir Banks now. I'm sure you have new fans. And we greatly appreciate you coming out and giving us some of your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. was completely impressed. See if I can get my oh, Jesus, get my mic back. So, I want to end this talking about mental health. You said you were a mental health counselor, you were certified, and mental health, breast cancer, all that stuff is like really big for me. It resonates really big for me. I'm a very big supporter. So I just wanted to give you a couple minutes to actually, dive into it and let us know, tell us more about it. What do you do actually?
Sure. Well, absolutely. Mental health is a part of well-being. I'm actually, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a certified well-being coach. So what I do as a coach is I help people to achieve their personal goals, but with an emphasis on well-being and positive psychology, because our well-being is so important. It's important for us to take care of ourselves, to make sure that we're doing our self-care, and the mental part of it, also the physical, the emotional part of it, it all plays into our well-being. Being able to wake up in the morning and feel great when you wake up in the morning. And that's really what I'm about, helping people to achieve.
I mean, I completely, I just had an issue where I think people don't understand just how important mental health is and how mental health physically affects our bodies. Like, I've had a very trying year myself, with car accident, things like that happening. And within that stressful moment, I was at work and it was like, I kept having pain worse and worse. It got to the point that I couldn't walk anymore. I couldn't stand up straight and walk. I ended up going to the hospital and they said I have it's a ovarian cyst and colitis. So I'm like, what is that? So first thing I'm doing is I'm looking it up. I'm trying to find out what is it, where does it come from, because it can poison your blood, it can do a lot of different things. And one of the things that it said was emotional stress.
Yes.
It said stress.
Yes.
Stress brings on, you can get it from stress. And I'm like, wow, I had an uneventful, very stressful 21,
21 was
year,
so stressful.
2021. It was ridiculously stressful. So I'm like, wow, I never knew that something mental that you were feeling mentally could actually manifest itself in a physical way like that could almost take you out and put you down. So, what are the signs? So, because I had no clue I was really stressed. And I guess I kind of knew I was stressing a little bit. I knew that, but I feel like I'm built Tonka tough. So I deal with things. I'm always looking at the bright side of it. I'm always looking at things could be worse.
Right.
So for somebody like me that's always trying to overcome everything and not really paying attention to the signs, what would you say some of the signs actually are for someone that may be mentally going through something and stressing and their mental health may be at jeopardy where it could affect them physically? What are the signs that we need to look for and know, those of us that don't know?
Well, there could be many different signs. I could just list just a few. If you aren't getting enough sleep, that could be a sign. As you just mentioned, you had a physical ailment, and that could be an indication that you're stressed out. That could be an indication of stress. Your blood, like going to the doctor and going and finding out maybe things such as high blood pressure, that could be a sign of stress. Maybe you might have like heart palpitations, or you're just chronically like tense. Those are some of the signs. You're unable to focus, unable to concentrate. Some people overeat. Some people don't eat enough. There's lots of different signs of being stressed out. But we have to be able to relax ourselves. We have to be able to learn how to relax, and that's one of the ways that we can overcome some of these issues that can happen when we are stressed out.
So basically, for some of the people that some signs to look out for would be anxiety,
Yes. Depression.
insomnia, depression, poor appetite,
Poor appetite,
overeating,
overeating, not
maybe
eating
tiredness.
enough. Yes,
Um,
feeling lethargic, feeling tired, doing things like isolating yourself. That could be a sign that you could be going through something, you know?
So when you have these type of symptoms, and I know different things affect different people in different ways.
Right.
So when you have these type of symptoms, it's not easy for everybody to reach out. So what is the best way for someone to figure out if it is something they need as far as ask for help? What are treatments for it? How do you work that in? Because I'm a proud person. So I know for me, I'm not gonna I'm stressed out.
Yeah, you don't
Help
want
me.
to admit it.
I'm stressed. Help me. I'm not that kind of
Right.
person. I'm looking like, you stressed out. Let me help you. But
Yeah, but not me.
Yeah, but not me. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If you are affected by stress, that does not mean that you're not a strong person. It does not mean that you're weak. It does not mean that you're ineffective. Things happen. We are taking on a lot in this life, and then in between,
COVID was big.
yes, the pandemic between 2020 and you mentioned 2021. 2021 was, for me, an even more challenging year than 2020. And 2020 was when we were all quarantined and we couldn't get out and connect. Connections are so important. So connecting with people, talking with people, being face to face with people, that is very, very important. We lost a lot of that in 2020.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to, even if you're a proud person and you might not feel like you have anyone to talk to, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, reach out to someone and just get talking. Because sometimes all it is just being able to just get what's inside of you out. And that could just be talking. You can also talk to your doctor, or if necessary, talk to a coach, talk to a life coach. And coaches can sort of get you from that state that you're in, and just having maybe one session can give you the motivation to get out of that state and to move on to the next level. What did you do? Because you said you went to the doctor, you found out that you had this ovarian cyst that you had no idea about it, right?
Yeah, so my accident was February 21st of 2021. And it took me out of work. I ended up having a cervical myopathy, which means I had an impingement on my cervical spine. I ended up getting 3 discs removed out the front, a whole vertebrae out the back, I had the whole works done.
Yeah.
Couldn't walk, everything was crazy. So it took me out of work for over a year.
Wow.
So after 90 days of being out of work, even though I had a career and I had this great job, this career, they stopped paying your insurance. So you got to worry about income. You got to worry about insurance. You got family. You got kids and things you still got to worry about. So that on itself is a huge stress level.
Right.
Not being back to work by a certain time period. After a year, they can fire you legally.
Right.
Your contractual leave will stop. And then it's like you're no use to them. So that in itself was the biggest stress factor, and that was at the end of it, trying to get back to work.
Yeah.
So my issue came up, and let me get that cup. Came up at the end of it.
At the end.
So I just
So, because not only were you dealing with your physical health,
So
now
I dealt with
you had to deal
physical
with
and mental,
mental,
and you're more so
financial.
stressed out as a mother. You're more so stressed out as a mother on to be able to care for your children when you're in that type of situation, trying to make sure that everything that's needed is still there. For me, it was being without any income anymore. After a while, temporary disability and stuff cuts off, so you have no real income coming in anymore. So, do you feel as though with the issue that I had, money stopped? Do you think that mental health and stress and things of that nature affect the poor more than the wealthy, or do you think that it's is it equally balanced?
Yeah, I think it certainly can affect people people who have more struggles, more financial struggles. Certainly, they can have more stress, but everybody gets stressed though. You
Yeah, 'cause
know,
I was
everyone
seeing-
gets stressed, whether
I've
they.
seen a lot of things in the news, not to cut you off, I apologize.
It's okay.
I've seen a lot of things in the news over the years, and I've seen a lot of celebrities and their children
Yeah.
having breakdowns, and that's
Yeah.
because they had too much money and
Yeah.
not enough,
Yeah.
I
Everybody
would say,
gets stressed.
parental guidance.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and I mean, there are people in developing countries, I mean, poor countries, who have such great spirits and they're in such amazing moods, and you would look at their situation and you would wonder how could they be so cheerful. So it really just depends on the person and on the community and just how you allow stress to affect you, because like you said, you can have all the money in the world and still have poor coping skills.
So while we're talking about dynamics, do you think that it's something that would affect, how do you think that pretty much levels out on the color spectrum? As far as African Americans, Caucasians, you have your Chinese, Japanese, do you think that the cultural background that you come from plays a part?
Certainly, yeah, it
Or
certainly can.
which ones do you think play a bigger part? Or is that outside of your area?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, and you have mentioned earlier how you were proud, and I know you've heard this in the African American community. We traditionally didn't go and get counseling, and you have people who have grown up in some very hard situations, and they may not have received any kind of help for it. They not may have received any kind of mental help for it. So surely it definitely can have an effect.
I don't think we really talk about that in the African American community. I don't think it's definitely not a dinner time subject for any of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it the table talk needs to happen, you know,
Yes.
in the families. The table talk needs to happen. It needs to be something. There's a lot of issues in the Black community alone, and I'm sure there may be in some other communities as well, but I can only speak on the one that I have knowledge on, that we need to have more conversations and be more open with our children and with ourselves to be able to say that certain things don't define you or make you weak or make you less than, and if you need help, that strong people ask for help also.
Yeah,
So
it's okay. It's okay to get help, and it's better to talk it out, to get it out, and to have healthy stress management techniques in your toolbox, or healthy coping skills in your toolbox.
do you think it's more geared towards, do you think it's genetics? Like, do you think some people are prerequisite? Like, do you think that some people are born that way, or it's, you know, from the family that they come from, or is it something in the DNA? Something that is just
born what way?
as far as having mental health issues, is it something that you can be passed down from generation to generation, or is it something that is maybe isolated and maybe this family here?
It could be. It doesn't, not necessarily, but certainly it could be. I don't know if you ever heard of adverse childhood experiences. Have you ever heard of those?
Let's tell them. I'm sure everybody has it.
Well, adverse childhood experiences are certain. There was a study that was conducted in the late 90s, but it's still relevant today, and it talks about it. They did this study about over 17,000 people, and the adverse childhood experiences. They asked these participants for any types of experiences that they had before the age of 18, such as did they witness domestic violence, did they witness their mother being abused, Did they have someone in the family who was incarcerated? Did they have a parent who had hit them numerous times? Questions such as that. And it turns out that people who have more adverse childhood experiences possibly could have physical ailments into adulthood. They could have chronic conditions. Those conditions can affect them from when they were young. And you may have something such as, I'm just going to just say, let's say you may have a physical condition, let's say such as, okay, let's just talk about smoking. We know that smoking is not good for your health, but people who smoke, they may have had adverse childhood experiences. You see what I'm saying? So then if you're smoking,
people that were smoking, you mean?
Or just use
Or
it as a
seeing it.
coping mechanism, use it as a way to sort of escape. And then the smoking could lead to lung cancer. Okay, so they found that people who had adverse childhood experiences, and the more adverse childhood experiences they are, that could increase their risk of having long-term chronic conditions.
That is very interesting. See, I learned something today. So, average childhood experiences are categorized as traumatic type of experiences, because I believe that everyone in the city of Camden and maybe Chicago and other places like that experience PTSD every day. I think they're all experiencing PTSD, and those are just average childhood experiences. There is not too many people that have not heard a gunshot, seen somebody shot, seen somebody stabbed, seen somebody in the hospital, seen a mom get punched, seen a father get hit, because my mama hit men with casserole dishes. So, you know, it's so many different things that, you know, violence is kind of embedded in this society, so deep rooted right now that it's almost considered the norm. People are becoming not emotional, you know, to it. So I was wondering, like, how would somebody combat that type of, when you are exposed to certain things like that, how do you kind of combat and not be overtaken by it?
Right.
To pick up those habits.
Yes, that's excellent. And that's sort of my favorite part of it, is that we can overcome this. I certainly have adverse childhood experiences from when I was younger. And it really boils down to I won't say proper, but it boils down to self-care, and it boils down to having connections with positive people in your life. It boils down to taking care of your physical health, your mental health, getting out and doing things that are positive, getting out in nature. You know, so just doing things. There are ways. We don't have to be like, it happened, yes, and it's terrible. I don't think anyone should experience what an adverse childhood experience, and the goal is to lower them, to get it where we don't have it. But if you have experienced it, doesn't mean that your life is doomed. You know, and that you can't be successful, and that you can't have successful relationships. And all of that. So there's a lot that we can do.
It's basically about a matter of people actually reaching out and getting assistance or the help that they need to help them push past those traumatic experiences in order to be more productive and sanely safe in today's society. Yes. I mean, I think that is very important right now. A lot of people are going through things and have experienced things that I don't even think they're really pretty much aware of at the moment. But
and not being afraid to talk about it, because sometimes it's hard to talk about things that we've been through, but know that it's okay.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming today. I really
thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you
I
for
enjoyed
being my assistant, my co-host
sure.
today. I'm sure that T-Boz will be very proud that you were in her spot today.
I hope so, T-Boz.
We will hear it. We will hear it. We will definitely. She is not far from saying how she feels about anything.
But I did love the two artists in music. Music is a way that fills the soul. Music
It
makes
soothes
us
the
feel
soul.
good. It
Yes.
makes you, it can help you overcome those adverse childhood experiences. That's just one thing. So it's a good thing to listen to music as often as possible. But whatever it is that you like to do, whatever it is that brings you joy in your life.
Well,
So
we like to
thank you
thank
for having me.
everybody. Very, very, very much welcome. But we like to thank everybody for listening out today. We like to thank our special guest today, Streets, Amir Banks, my special co-host, Miss Lisa Johnson, and everybody out here in Facebook Live world. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Chic Talk. Next month, we will be letting you know what day. We will be starting off 2 times a month, starting in May. Dates to come. Thank you so much. Be safe.